So, it's a protest, and a protest means we have demands. 1. The UK needs to challenge discrimination of all forms, including race discrimination, gender inequality, sex worker discrimination, religious minority discrimination, and discrimination against disabled people. Addressing inequalities and taking steps to reducing inequality through working with reputable, non-hateful organisations. 2. The UK as a whole, including the government, media organisations, the education sector, etc., need to publicly recognise the harm that has been done to LGBTQ+ rights through their anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric. They must recognise that this has caused a spike in hate and violence towards queer people. 3. Recognise the harm that has been caused to other minority groups and publicly acknowledge that it is not safe in the UK for minorities with the rise of hate and intolerance. 4. To stop attacking crucial LGBTQ+ organisations such as Stonewall, which has been paramount in securing fundamental rights for people in the UK and abroad. Fuck yeah! As well as removing support to hate groups such as the LGB Alliance, whose official charity status is an insult to the Charity Commission. Fuck the LGB Alliance. 5. To recognise the systematic and institutionalised racism prevalent in the UK and stop denying the fact that the UK is failing to adequately tackle racism rather than boasting the opposite, with protections of minority ethnicities which is sorely lacking in practice. 6. Listen to the LGBTQ+ community and not rely on fringe organisations whose primary goal is the eradication of trans people who seek to deny LGBTQ+ people rights that are fundamental to living freely in society. 7. Address the significant barriers that LGBTQ+ people continue to face, address the power imbalance that we face currently in society, and shut down all of those who foster hate and intolerance, ensuring that queer people feel safe in their everyday lives and are treated with respect and dignity. 8. Ensure healthcare is accessible to all LGBTQ+ people without stigmatisation and medicalisation by providing a balanced and fair health service that does not pathologise queer sexualities and identities. 9. The UK to accept the harm it has caused to intersex people and enact intersex protections as per UN requests to guarantee bodily integrity, autonomy and self-determination to intersex children, abolishing experimental medical procedures, forced intervention and surgeries on unconsenting minors, and ensuring that intersex people are legally protected from discrimination and given the freedom to self-identify with identification documents to match. 10. Cover LGBTQ+ communities, sexuality and identities in schools and education as part of the curriculum. 11. Cover critical race theory in schools and education as part of the curriculum. 12. To enact and protect the right to bodily autonomy for every person within the UK. This includes, but is not limited to, the right to self-identify as any gender, genders, or lack thereof that best matches you with the legal protection and documentation to match. The right to gender transition healthcare via local surgeries adequately trained to administer it, to abolish outdated gender clinic waiting times. A full conversion practices ban that covers the entire LGBTQIA+ umbrella. The freedom to dress without the restrictions of gender conformity. Respecting a woman's decision to wear religious garments, even if ignorant Western views misinterpret them as oppressive. I'd also really like a big cheer for this one. The full decriminalisation of sex work. Using inclusive and accurate medical terminology in all areas of healthcare to ensure that all people feel safe accessing medical care, including men and non-binary people with uteruses who decide to give birth. And then the last one is incredibly appropriate and relevant right now. Allowing all people with uteruses full legal access to abortions without question. Without having to first meet a narrow set of criteria, without allowing doctors the ability to refuse them based purely on personal biases. This isn't in there, but I'm adding, a lot of people think that abortion is an easily accessible right in the UK. It is not. Doctors have the ability to stop women and trans people from having abortions. Roe versus Wade is setting a precedent that is going to cover the entire world, essentially. It's a start there, and a lot of people say that it starts with trans people. It doesn't. It always starts with women and spreads to everyone else. We're just an example to show that women can be oppressed, and it's going to keep getting worse. Abortions need to be an easily accessible legal right. And that's me shutting up now, so I'm going to pass you over. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Felix. That was a lot.